Okay, we are live now. Yay, we're live.
Yay.
We'll give a few minutes for people to get on here and see.
Yes.
So yeah, my internet, they said it would be Monday before anybody could come out, but it came back up late last night.
Good.
After I canceled it.
Oh no. You're gonna have them come back anyway?
Yeah, I ain't telling them nothing.
Yeah. I've got my. Is this okay on the screen? Is that good?
We can see it.
Okay.
So yeah, Christmas granola.
Christmassy granola.
I've never heard of Christmas granola.
Me neither. I just made it up. So I'm starting with cranberries.
Well, PSV Odyssey is on. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Cooking and listening. So we have Christmas granola. Jessie is making Christmas granola.
Starting off with cranberries and about half a cup of cranberry juice.
Wow, juice in cranberry.
Yes.
I want to make Christmas jam, but I haven't been able to find all the ingredients here that looks fresh.
What's in Christmas jam?
Well, it has, I think, raspberries and cranberries and strawberries, and the cranberries are real good right now here, but strawberries aren't. So if I did, I'd probably have to use frozen strawberries. But and I can't remember what else it has in it, but I've been looking, so maybe I can make it with some frozen. I don't know. Maybe that be too juicy. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. I have some time now that I'm not. This is the last night of Christmas parties at work. Yay! We don't have any more.
Can you strain the strawberries after you work with them a little bit?
Maybe. There's Cooking with Bobby Joe. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, well, Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe's the little dog. She's a lab.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Yeah, he's cute. He's real cute. So you cook the cranberries and the cranberry juice down first?
I'm just gonna let them kind of soak for a minute. I don't usually add dried cranberries to the mix, but I'm just gonna let them soak up some of the juice for a second.
Papa's Kitchen is here. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey guy. Hey Papa.
Did you guys see our January collaboration?
7 days of salads in January. January 15th through the 21st, I think.
Yeah, 15th to the 21st. And any kind of salads.
She is making Christmas granola.
I'm putting in about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil.
And you use dried cranberries?
Yes, I did.
Yay. Sounds good. I use dried strawberries and cranberries in my stuff a lot. I like the cherries. But look what I got for the salad. All my favorite salad recipes from Better Homes and Gardens.
Oh, wow.
I'm ready.
You are ready.
I'm ready for the 7 days of salads.
I'm just about ready. I need to come up with one more recipe, and then I've got all 7 figured out, and I can't wait to make them. The more I think about them, the more I think they're going to be really super good.
So you don't have to make one every day if you don't want to, if you want to join the collaboration. We're just going to have it going for 7 days.
Yeah, no salad pressure.
No salad pressure. So it's dried cranberries, cranberry juice, and what else did you add?
Coconut oil.
Coconut oil.
About oops, this keeps slipping. About 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And that seems to be heating up pretty good. I'm going to turn the fire down a little lower. So now I'm going to add in half a cup of maple syrup.
Maple syrup. Is it real maple syrup?
It is. It is
Yay.
pure. Have you ever tried birch syrup?
No.
I haven't either. And I heard about it from a cooking show that I've been watching. And so I want to see what it is. I want to try it. I went onto Amazon and they don't have a lot of selection of it, but I want to try it. We have birch oil that I use in doTERRA, and on the cooking show they said that the birch syrup is kind of like maple syrup, but it's got a little bit different flavor.
Oh, wow.
Very
I know
cute.
I'm gonna need lots of salads after everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Jessie says she needs salads after all the Christmas foods. Papa
Yes,
says salads will be great. Yay, yeah, salads. I love salads though.
I do too. We have a place in town that makes great salads, and I usually get at least once a week from there and try to get more. And it's nice to have a place that has them ready made. There's
Yeah.
a whole tablespoon of vanilla, and a tablespoon of cinnamon. I
Sounds
don't
all
usually,
Christmassy to me.
yes, a tablespoon of cinnamon is a lot of cinnamon, but it works out well. Just gonna mix this all together and let it get nice and warm. And then I've got 2 tablespoons of maple sugar, and this is maple sugar is just dried maple syrup. So I'm going to put that in there. 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar, which is a lot like brown sugar. Love coconut sugar. I use it for a lot of stuff. And about a teaspoon of sea salt. And Christmas joy. So the only thing that's decorated in my house for Christmas right now is my dog.
Your dog.
She has a pair of Christmas jammies and she has a Christmas blanket. And so she has the she's entirely responsible for our Christmas happiness right now.
Papa, I have seen coconut sugar at Walmart. It's like up there with the brown sugar and the other different stuff. I just happened to come across it. And then they have another spot that has like gourmet stuff, and I seen it in that spot too. So maybe you might check again and see. It's not like I just kind of come across it.
Yeah, I have seen it at Walmart as well. I don't
And I
remember
thought
where.
about buying some, but I haven't yet. So I don't dress my dogs up because my little dog, my puppy, he chews everything up. We bought him a new harness, thinking a harness would be good for him because he pulls so much. He chewed it in half in 2 minutes. So I'm not putting anything on him.
He's a rebel.
He is a mess. So Bobby Joe, are you dressing Bobby Joe up, Chastity? Does he have a scarf or anything?
Gonna add a little more cranberry juice. I just haven't had time to do any other decorating, and then getting sick with COVID for a week kind of.
Yeah, she doesn't like clothes. Yeah, my little guy doesn't like clothes either. He doesn't like anything. He barely tolerates his collar. And if he can get to it, he would chew it up. He chewed one up. He got it off and he chewed it in half.
My sister had a dog that she would put clothes on this dog, and the little dog would go and beat up all the other dogs because she thought she was special because she was wearing clothes.
Yeah, she's got a thick coat. She doesn't need anything. Yeah. It's just so cold here. I have a big thick coat. My old dog, our older dog, he's pretty old and I'm afraid he's going to get too cold. But I don't know. I might try it on him. He doesn't do that. He doesn't chew things out. It's the puppy. Yeah, I posted a few reels on Facebook of him chasing the light and chasing he hated Santa that dances.
He's so cute. I actually have a meme to post for you on Facebook whenever I get a chance for dog. Okay, we're switching out the bowl. Getting the slurry stuff is still on the stove, warming up and melting those sugars. So in the bowl, I've got a cup and a half of gluten-free oats. And if you are baking for somebody that's gluten-free, you do need certified gluten-free oats. Even though oats are naturally gluten-free, if they could be grown next to, they could be contaminated from, being in the same warehouse, or even from growing next to wheat where they get gluten. And I've got a cup and a half of the large flake coconut. That's my favorite in granola.
I've never seen the large flake. I just get the regular kind at Walmart.
Yeah, this is unsweetened, so it's nice because you can add your own sweetener to it, and it doesn't have all that sugaryness to it. There's some recipes like the Jello salad thing that we made last week. I wanted the sugar added to that, but like with this granola and the other natural sugars, I want it unsweetened. Got about a cup of halved pecans. Sometimes I use more chopped up pecans for this too. About 3/4 of a cup of slivered almonds or sliced almonds. Half cup of sunflower seeds. And here's the other part of Christmas. I've got 1 cup of pepitas or pumpkin seeds. And so I'm hoping that with both that it'll make Santa appear.
Does Bobby Joe like the snow? She's a border collie Newfoundland mix.
Okay, pouring this over the top of the seeds. What do you think, guys? Does that look like Christmas?
Looks good to me. Can you go in a little bit closer or pull the pan up a little closer? Can you see what it looks like? All the colors. I love granola.
I do too. I'll make up a big batch of this, and Bill will take it to work, and he just likes to grab it I put it in mason jars and have it on the counter and stuff, and he'll grab handfuls of it all the time.
Yeah, better than just cookies.
Yeah, this has got a lot of protein in it, and then with the sweetness of it too, it's pretty satisfying stuff. And I'm wondering how it's going to be with the cranberry added in, because I don't usually add like raisins or anything either. I usually just put the nuts and seeds and coconut. So that looks pretty well mixed together. I'm going to bring over my cookie sheet, and that's got some coconut oil on it that's been heated up. I'm going to pour this onto the cookie sheet. I can't see what I'm doing. Spread that out. I've really gotten to like coconut oil a lot. It's very versatile.
I
This looks a
use
little bit.
coconut oil a lot. I make this kind of hand scrub that I keep next to my kitchen where after I wash dishes and everything, and I rub it in my hands, and it's got coconut oil and a little bit of castor oil in it, and then I put sugar in it. And I usually put vanilla or some kind of flavoring in it, make it smell, and then I just rub
Mhm.
my hands, and then I rinse them, and then it keeps them from being so dry because
Yeah.
constantly washing my hands when I'm in the kitchen. And that way it's not nothing that's gonna hurt anything, it's edible if you wanted to eat it.
Yeah, that's really good. I've kind of used that too, where I try to like keep the coconut oil on my hands as much as I can to keep them moisturized. And then we have some that we give to our dogs as well to keep their skin in good shape. So there it is. It's laid out there. It looks really thick. It looks like super, super thick. I'm going to put it in the oven, 275 for about 20 minutes. And then I'll turn it over and um, like churn it a little bit after 20 minutes again.
You let it just dry for a while.
Yeah,
And then
yeah. I love it dry and crisp up. And that's another thing I don't know how it's going to work with the cranberries because I haven't ever crisped them up before. So we'll see how that goes. But I think it'll turn out pretty good.
cranberries are kind of soft when you bake with them. I've made oatmeal cookies a lot with cranberries.
Yeah.
My aunt always made those and they were so good, and she doesn't bake or anything anymore. So I
You
started
top
making
those,
them.
do you top those with some cream cheese frosting?
Well, I haven't, but sounds good.
That sounds good. There's the coconut sugar that I found at our health food store here, but I think that they have like almost the same brand at Walmart. I think that the bags are pretty close. And this is the maple sugar that I get. I get this on Amazon, and it's cheaper for me to get it on Amazon than anywhere else that I found. And one reason that I like this is because these containers are so cool. So you can reuse these containers.
Yeah,
Right
those are
now,
cool.
Bill has them in his shop for nuts and bolts and stuff. So they can be relabeled and organized pretty easy.
A
But
repurpose.
yes, yes, repurpose. Look what I have a few left of candy corn.
Oh my gosh. The candy corn parfaits.
Now, one reason that I wanted to use maple syrup instead of honey is because I wanted to make this vegan. So I don't have any animal products in this particular recipe. So if I use honey, it would have made it an animal product. So I changed it for maple syrup instead. And it's a little bit different consistency than honey, but it's still really good and it gives it so much flavor.
It sounds good. I've made vanilla sugar and orange sugar before, where you put the vanilla pod in there. But they're so expensive, the vanilla pods are. But the bunch of us went in together and bought some. So I thought I'm gonna hold on to these because they're so expensive. It was like $30 for 4 or 5 pods, so expensive. And I let them dry out a whole
Oh, I've never used a vanilla pod.
lot. You don't have to use much of them because they're so potent, but I mean, they're good. So it's dry, so it's good to use for the vanilla sugar, but you can slice them a little bit and then just take some of that vanilla stuff out in the middle part, the pod part, and it's
Uh-huh.
really good. I thought, I'm not using these. There's special occasion. And then when I
Yeah.
tried, they were too hard.
Oh,
So
dang.
I got a bottle of rum and I stuck two of them in a bottle of rum.
And that probably worked out, huh? For maple syrup or
For vanilla extract. Because the
extract.
vanilla extract is so expensive now too, real vanilla.
So while we have the test pattern of me having stuff in the oven, I'll show you this. This is something my grandmother hand painted a long time ago.
What's it for? What is
It's
it?
a holder for like long matches for
Match.
fireplace.
Yeah. My
But if
grandma
you,
had one. I remember it on the wall.
I just love that little scene. I think it's so cute.
It's cute. Hers was just like red and it looked like a match. So it was metal and the top of it was red like a match.
Yeah, I've seen those kind before too. Yeah, those are cute.
Because that's all they used back then. They only had gas. I mean, they didn't have a total electric house like me. I have total electric.
Do you? I wish that we did. When we remodeled this place, we didn't think about taking out the gas furnace or water heater, and I wish we would have.
I don't like total electric because well we do have a fireplace, but we lose electricity here a lot, especially we get ice. So we lose electric. We haven't in a few years, which is really good. But yeah, so we would have to use wood and just be in the living room huddled around fireplace. The last time we had a bad ice storm was in 2007 and we didn't have electric for oh, I think 9 or 10 days. And there's some people even more than that. And
Wow.
we were burning the fireplace then too. Everybody huddled in the living room with all the doors closed, and we just put mattresses in the living room. It was so cold.
Do you have like solar's backup stuff, or would that even work?
Mm-mm. It would, but it costs a lot of money here. So to do our house, to do with solar panels or whatever, is like $50,000.
Yikes.
So that's yeah, that's a lot. But we can buy a generator, a gas generator, and it would probably do some lights and maybe the refrigerator. I cooked on our grill. I would warm soup up and stuff on our gas grill just
Wow.
because some of the restaurants weren't open either because it hit them. They couldn't open because they didn't have electric either. So it is yeah. Things
Yeah.
like happen when you live kind of rural.
Well, around here we don't usually have that much problem in the winter, but in the summer we do. We'll have electricity go down for maybe a day or so, in the summer after the monsoons. But
Is it
people
because
like
of the wind or the heat or what? Those are pretty dishes.
the rain and wind will just those monsoons will get pretty intense. They're pretty dramatic, and it can knock down power lines, and we had one come through my neighborhood like a microburst a couple years ago that took out 12 trees all around within about a 3 block area.
See, you need a tornado shelter like we get.
I know, it's so scary. It's so scary.
I didn't know you guys had that. It was like because I seen what is that?
I think it's a letter holder. I'm pretty sure that's what my
A letter.
grandmother used to, yeah, put letters in it. But it's got a cute little Christmas scene on it too. Can you see it?
Huh? Yes, I
Yeah.
love things like that. I
Yeah.
do have some things decorated in my house, but we won't have Christmas at our house until we're gonna do ours here with our kids on the January 1st, because I always have to work. Uh, not Christmas Day, but they already have things planned, so we're gonna do ours. So I did decorate for the grandkids.
That's good. We have our Christmas lights outside, but we hardly have any decorations up inside. I'd like to get my stuff out. I've been watching the video that I made for Fifth and Overland last year with all my Christmas decorations, and that makes me happy. So that makes it all Christmassy, all Christmas special. But I have
I
some
started
really cute stuff that my grandmother and stuff that my mom made. So I love to put it out. I just haven't had time.
Yeah, I mean, I gave my kids some of my stuff. My daughter for the grandkids, I gave them some stuff, but I haven't put out all my stuff either. I have a big snowman. He's it's supposed to hang on the front door, but I have my pretty wreath on there, so I'm not putting it out there this year. But
I
it's
have
a
a
big
wreath.
Wood Santa face that hangs on the front door, and but I bought a real nice wreath last year from somebody I know, CNC Farms. Oh, you got your card. I sent some Christmas cards out to people I had addresses for. I haven't done that in a while. I'm trying
Cool.
to get back into sending Christmas cards out.
Did you get mine?
No, I sent you one too.
You haven't
But
gotten mine yet? It seems like I sent it out forever ago.
yeah, it takes a while this time of year.
Yeah, it does.
So Ashley, how is everybody at your house? I heard that I seen where you posted everybody's been sick there too. Jessie had COVID again. You said your family's been really sick. I don't want to be sick again. I don't want COVID. I've already had it twice. I don't want it again.
Me too.
So I said one thing that coconut oil is good for is it's for your scalp. And so that's my problem after having COVID. The first time I started losing my hair a whole lot. And then the second time I started losing my hair a whole lot. So I wear scarves. So it's coming back, but it's taken a while. So it's coming back slowly. So I've been taking the biotin and the vitamin E and everything and D, and so it's finally growing, and then I'm gonna try the coconut oil. There's some recipes for a scalp massage stuff and see if it helps.
Yeah, just do it on a day where you're not going to go to work for a couple of days because it can get kind of oily.
Everybody's on the mend now. That's good. Your husband is diabetic. My husband's diabetic, but his is he still has it kind of under control pretty good. Uh, And that's scary. It runs in my diabetes runs in my family very badly. I don't have it, thank God. Not and like my grandma didn't get it till she was 75. But my grandma, my grandpa, on both sides of my family, my uncles, my mom, everybody has it.
All of Bill's families had it too, and I worry about him because he'll eat a lot of food, but he's also been intermittent fasting, so I think that might help him, you know, kind of change things. It's can be different, but he eats a lot of food. We went out to eat last night, and four. He had probably five baskets of chips and salsa, and four tostadas with green chili meat on them. He ate a huge amount of food.
Oh, you just found out he had diabetes? Wow, and he already had the ketoacidosis. Yeah, you got to watch it. When my husband first found out he had diabetes, I never thought it was because I've been around all my family and they had it, and he's not overweight, and he's not this, he's not that. And I never thought about it. And then when they told him he had it, I started cooking real healthy for him. He lost 25 pounds and I gained 5. I'm like, that's not fair.
Not fair.
Because I mean, I wasn't making a lot of things, but once you get a certain age, you start,
Yeah,
your metabolism goes, yeah.
yeah. Mine's Mine has done that. Metabolism has stopped. That and with I'm hypothyroid too, so that adds a lot of no metabolism.
He's feeling bad from being sick, so went to urgent care. Ended up 2 days in the hospital. Wow. Yeah.
Ooh, yikes. But he's out now? He's out of the hospital now?
Yeah, she said he's out now. His A1C was 12.8. Oh, wow. And Chastity says, COVID damaged my pancreas and my blood sugar. Now it goes super low to super high. They call it diabetes, but they say it's both types. Oh, wow. I know COVID has like all these, everybody has different symptoms. I have I've always kind of had vertigo. I would have spells of the positional vertigo every once in a while, like once a year. My chiropractor always treats me for it, so it helps a lot. It stays gone for a long, long time, a year. But now after COVID, I get these dizzy spells just quick, and it's almost like I can't see anything for a minute. Well, probably not a minute, but it seems like it. And just all the weird symptoms that people get, just everybody's different. Everyone's different. Like I lose my hair, and I had my skin just got so sensitive. I couldn't stand anything. I had to use special soap,
Wow.
lotion,
I haven't heard about somebody getting vertigo from COVID. That's really interesting.
and I also got asthma. But I think I had asthma before, and they just never diagnosed me with it.
Have you had your vitamin D
But
levels
there
checked?
for a while, it was really hard to breathe. And so I use my inhaler once in a while. I was using it a lot, but it's uh, kind of backed off a little bit. But
Hmm.
wow, your pancreas. So they call it diabetic. So it is, Chessie. Is it low sugar and high sugar? Is it like a hypoglycemia and diabetes that you go back and forth between both? There's just like so many, and this went so since I had to. Oh yeah, wow, and that's hard to manage. That would be so hard to manage. The first time I got COVID was right during the second wave. So I had to they had to report it to the health department because I went to the clinic and had test and got tested. So now I get all these things to be on a test trial or whatever for COVID for them to monitor. But I've seen in my information they never answered me. But the list of symptoms just grows and grows, and after the after effects just grows and grows and grows all the time if you look at it. And
Has
I did
anybody
not
ever
have
seen
COVID bad. I was not that sick. I really wasn't.
me neither? Have you has anybody seen like things to eat to help with the symptoms? There's got to be something that could help, you know?
There might be. I haven't seen yet.
I haven't ever seen anything, and I'm just curious about what it would be if there is something.
So you had the vertigo too, Bobby Joe. I mean, I look at that and I say Bobby Joe, but it's Chastity. So I don't mean to always say that. I just read it. Um, yeah, I've always had the positional vertigo for a long time. Just every once in a while, it just hit me. But yeah, she had the vertigo too. It went away. I had COVID again this last June, end of June, and so yeah, I still have the dizziness every once in a while. You have a functional medicine doctor. Oh, you. So Chastity says she's on an anti-inflammatory diet. So
Oh,
you
okay.
do a lot of that too, don't you, Jessie?
I try to, yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, she does a lot of the same things. You and Chastity have a lot in common about your.
Are you gluten free, Tessie?
It's Chastity.
Oh, Chastity.
Actually, you have an appetite. You still don't have an appetite. Jesse's been cheating. I cheat all the time. You haven't had coffee in days, Ashley. The first time I had COVID, I love coffee. I drink coffee all the time. I did not want coffee the whole time for those almost 2 weeks when I didn't feel good. I didn't want coffee. I couldn't drink tea. I couldn't drink pop. All I drank was water. That was the only thing. Everything tasted salty to drink to me. Everything. Weird. It's just all weird. That's how you know it was a man made disease.
Okay, I'm going to take the granola out now for its first round.
Your mom, Ashley's mom has lupus and RA. Jessie, you have what is it? You have chronic fatigue, or do you have the other?
Me?
Uh huh.
I have fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia. Yeah, and I have a little bit of fibromyalgia.
It's not fun.
Yeah, sometimes I hurt really bad, but I've had that for a long time.
This is really thick on here, and that's strange because I didn't add a bunch more ingredients than I usually do. But there's a lot of granola.
So Chastity turns her chestnuts into flour. She uses chestnuts. I seen
Ooh.
your video on it.
I've done that with hazelnuts. Love it.
The only thing I've used is almond flour. I did try to make pancakes with what was it? I made them with buckwheat, and they were pretty good with buckwheat. But I don't think that's gluten free. I don't think buckwheat is.
Mm-mm.
And I made them with coconut flour. One, and they were horrible.
Coconut flour is not, it belongs in very specific recipes, but I can't use it in everything that I make. It's just too gritty.
The
There's just
almond flour.
coconut.
Oh, coconut flour.
Yeah. Almond flour. Okay, it's back in the oven for another probably 20 minutes. Coconut flour is too gritty for me. Almond flour I like, but let me see. I have some coconut flour here somewhere. Let me show you the difference. The one flour that's like the magic potion for making everything gluten-free is tapioca flour. You don't use it as a main flour, but it's a binder.
Oh, I need to look into all that a little more.
It's really
You've been
interesting.
cooking for his parents because they're not gluten free, so you've been cooking a lot of junk. My family would say the same thing. You ain't giving me no gluten free stuff.
There's some stuff is really good. Some stuff turns out really great.
Yeah, I like macarons. My husband thinks they're a waste. He's like, this is
Really?
a waste for a cookie.
Oh.
I'm like, they're good. You can make them all different flavors.
I'm trying to find. Okay, so this is some gluten-free oat flour. I don't know if you can see it very well. And it's not bad. Oat flour is pretty good. The problem with it is that it absorbs a lot of liquid, and so you have to really mess around with the consistency and what you're using it for. And it has a little bit of that oat flavor, but it does just soak up the liquid really fast. And then this is the almond flour, and you can kind of see that consistency, that it's got a little bit more graininess to it.
Yeah, it does. I always sift mine.
Yeah. And sometimes you can sift that out of it, and other times, like I have a snickerdoodle recipe that it doesn't need to be sifted. It's like really great with that consistency.
Yeah, snickerdoodles I think would be.
I can't locate. Let me see. I can't find my. I must have hidden it, or maybe Bill hid it. But this is tapioca flour, and it's like cornstarch kind of. It's just really smooth, but it'll kind of do the same thing as cornstarch, where it'll thicken stuff up, and you can use it for a thickener. You just have to not overheat it because it'll unthicken.
Oh, wow.
And it'll also help to bind. So like in my snickerdoodle recipe, I'll use the almond flour and then add a couple of tablespoons of tapioca flour to make the almond flour bind together. Otherwise they just crumble. So I started my gluten-free bakery back in I think it was like 2015. And now, like, all of a sudden there's so many great flours and so many great mixes, and there were no cake mixes or anything out. I mean, there were some out, but they weren't really as good as they are now. But one thing about that's really hard for me to do about cooking gluten-free is if you make up like a cake or something, you mix the batter and then you let it rest for a little bit. And so I'm what I'm imagining happening is that the rice flour is absorbing some of that liquid, and where the rice isn't as crunchy. So when you bite into it, it doesn't have that rice flour texture. But it's hard for me to not get something in the oven right away, because I've always heard that you mix stuff up and you put it in the oven right away to get it baking, to where you get that chemical reaction for the baking soda and baking powder.
I haven't tried any of the mixes, the gluten-free mixes. I was just
There,
wondering about them.
there's some that are pretty good. And I've gone to other bakeries and stuff and had some gluten-free stuff that's fantastic, that I absolutely love.
I know the one lady that made cupcakes here, you could not tell that they were gluten-free at all.
Yeah.
I was like, man, but it's kind of expensive, and unless you are gluten-free, they kind of wrinkle their nose at the price.
Yeah.
It is more expensive to make gluten-free things.
Yes, it is for sure. This is the hazelnut flour that I use for my hazelnut chocolate chip cookies. And these are just, I've never found hazelnut flour. I haven't really looked, but I just make these up, chopping up the hazelnuts in my Cuisinart, and try to remember to not overdo it so they don't turn into Nutella, which can happen.
I love hazelnut. I like Nutella.
Me too.
Where I used to work out, we had Nutella crepes, and they were so good.
Yeah, I love it just on a baguette. Like on French bread.
Yeah,
It's wonderful.
the crepes are really good, and I think those are, unless you add the flour to it, you could add different flours to it. Those are gluten free.
Yeah, I could make those with rice flour too. Yeah, that's one thing that I've been wanting to try. This is coconut flour. It doesn't look as grainy as the almond flour, but it is grainy. And I think that it just doesn't absorb liquid the same. And so, like, if I'm making cookies, I have a lemon ginger recipe that I'll use maybe a tablespoon of this flour in with other flour, and it gives it a little bit different consistency, but I can't ever use this as my main flour.
No. I guess some work better than others. I have to learn this stuff a little more.
It's pretty interesting. When I was first starting with this, I felt like a mad chemist trying to, to make all these things up and and get my recipes right. But I haven't tried, now that I have this flour blend that I like. I haven't actually tried making snickerdoodles again, but I need to. This is the gluten-free blend that I use, cup for cup. And this little tiny bag, depending on where you buy it, can be, $15 to $20.
Yeah, it is so expensive.
And it's
Everything's
really,
just getting so expensive anyway right now.
this is cornstarch and rice flour. It should not be that expensive. It's got tapioca flour, potato starch, xanthan gum. I I don't think rice is that much more expensive than wheat, is it?
Rice is still pretty cheap.
Exactly. Yeah, until it's made into gluten-free flour.
I know
Yeah,
I've been making my own powdered sugar and my own castor sugar.
really? How do you make your castor sugar?
The same way you do the powdered sugar, just not as much. You just don't blend it as much. I put a little bit in the blender because it clogs my blender up. If I put too much in it, it doesn't go around and around enough. And I have my food processor. It works a little better. The food processor does. But, like powdered sugar, you do it until it's real fine. But the castor sugar, I just do it. I just do it and until it's almost, until it's not quite to the powder.
Huh. And what
But
do you
that's
mainly
all
make
it is.
that on?
Yeah, castor sugar, it's just the ground sugar that's not like granulated, but not powder either. So I used to cook a lot of desserts with it.
Like, what kind of stuff would you make with it?
Oh my gosh, when I was watching the Great British Baking Show all the time, I was always experimenting with things they made. So it was like almost everything they make has castor sugar. They have a lemon tray bake, and those are so good. You use castor sugar in those. You just use it in a lot of they, their desserts. They use them a lot. I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know
Have you ever
why.
made butter tarts?
The what?
Have you ever made butter tarts?
Uh-uh.
I haven't either.
They
But
sound good.
they're like a little pecan pie without the pecans, is what I'm imagining.
Oh wow.
Like a little tiny tart size, like a 2 inch, I think. And one of the baking shows that I watched, he took these little tiny butter tarts and put them into a spice cake and then made cream cheese frosting. And that looks so good. So it's like a pie and a cake combined. That's like a rebellious move.
A rebellious move.
But it looks really awesome. I think my granola has about maybe 5 more minutes to bake and then I can take it out. And
Yum yum. I want some now. I'm gonna have to make some now that at work is kind of slowing down a little bit.
did you say you have made your own granola before?
I have. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've made any.
Did
I
you kind of
made
do the
some.
same process?
I made some protein balls here not too long ago with peanut butter and honey and oats and sunflower seeds and chocolate chips.
I make those with chia seeds.
Chia. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some of that, and then I have some flax seeds too. I think I put some flax seeds in mine.
Yeah, I think I do add flax to those also. It's been a while since I've made them, but they're good. They're addicting.
Yeah, I can't eat root. They're just kind of rich.
Yes. Yeah, and that's another
They're
thing that I,
supposed to help, with the protein. They help me not be hungry or just craving something.
yeah. Yeah, I've done that with cream cheese and whipping cream and dark chocolate. Just like made that all together and then put it in the freezer. And those are like a little high protein popsicle, chocolate popsicle bomb.
Well, those ice cream balls that I seen you make. My husband loves ice cream, so I'm gonna try to make those
What were they?
ice cream balls or whatever they were. What was it that you made with ice cream?
What did I make with ice cream? I forgot now. Oh yeah, yeah, like the chocolate, like a hot cocoa bomb, but with ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were really fun. Yeah, Bill loves those in root beer.
So what do you use? White chocolate and vanilla ice cream?
Yes. Yeah, and it would be really good with caramel in it too, because caramel goes with root beer so well.
As you did that live the other day with the root beer.
Yes. Root beer and eggnog. Have you tried that yet?
No, not yet. I haven't bought any eggnog yet.
It was pretty good. I don't I'm sorry. I don't really like eggnog by itself, but with the root beer and caramel, it was pretty good. It's kind of like a root beer float, but yeah, it was yummy. He liked it. He made himself more of that. But
Well,
I'm
sounds
still,
good.
yeah, that hot the whipped hot chocolate is still, I think, my favorite for winter time. I have some.
Ashley says the spice tarts sound good. They do. It sounds good.
Yes, I know. I really want to try to make some of those too. I've made a pecan pie not too long ago, and I need to try butter tarts. I can make a pecan pie in the microwave. I figured out like a mug cake,
Oh
a
yeah.
mug pie, and that was really fun. I need to do that again. Bill loved it, and then he topped it with ice cream.
What kind of flour did you use for the crust?
I didn't actually make a crust. I just made the filling and pecans. Yeah, but I would use the cup for cup blend for crust if I made one. But I don't know if you could make it the crust and everything in the microwave, but just the filling. I've done that with pumpkin pie too. The pumpkin pie one was really easy.
Yeah, those little mug cakes are pretty easy to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I did when Jim was doing a bunch of mug cakes, Jim's Kitchen. Um, I did a chocolate one that turned out so good. I was very surprised because with gluten free, you never know what you're going to get, but it turned out really good. And it's so nice to be able to do that in just a few minutes and not make a huge thing, when you just want something sweet like that.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna get all adventurous today and get things done, and I started getting my Christmas presents all together and seeing if I forgot anybody, and I forgot quite a few. Well, I knew I had a few I needed to buy, but I got started on it. I have to go to work later, so I'm like, dang, I don't have time to do it.
what kind of cookies were you going to make?
I was just gonna use a box cake, but I found these chocolate chips that are milk chocolate and peanut butter chips.
Oh, yummy.
So I was just gonna do a box cake, those little box cake cookies and see.
Yeah.
So I started last night doing the salads, and then I started watching Paul Hollywood on Roku channel make bread, and then I fell asleep.
Sounds like a fun evening.
I didn't get anything else done.
That's my kind of night. Well, here it is. It looks like it's dried out pretty well. And so it'll dry out more as it cools. And I think it looks pretty Christmassy, don't you?
Yeah, it looks good.
I might have to sprinkle some powdered sugar on it to make it look snowy. Defeat
Uh,
the purpose of the healthiness.
the powdered sugar.
I can't taste any of it because it's too hot to taste it. But now, on a regular recipe, I usually use cherry juice instead of cranberry juice, and that adds a lot of sweetness too.
Have a good day, Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
She's gonna go make lunch.
I think that this will be my lunch. So I think it turned out pretty good. I'll have to get Bill to taste test it and see.
Well, you can always post it later in the
Yeah,
comments.
yes, I will.
Because originally I was going to do this at 10 this morning. I had other plans, but yeah, my internet was down. They said it wouldn't be till Monday, but it was back on last night late.
I'm glad it worked out good because I've been wanting to make this too. So I'm glad that it worked out well for me at least. I hope it worked out well for you too. So there we go.
All right, Chastity, she's going to work. I'm going to work here pretty soon too. You guys have a good evening at work. Hopefully ours is not that big a deal. Last Christmas party of the year.
Last Christmas party.
Had kids last night, a high school dance, and those kids were everywhere running around. The girls all come in dressed in high heels, and none of them know how to walk in them. But an hour after they get there, they're they don't have shoes on anymore. They run around barefooted. They were everywhere.
Blisters on their feet.
Chastity works at home. I'd love to work at home.
I would too. I want to work at home so bad.
I tried doing a call center at home, and I did not like it. You do medical building, yeah. That seems like that would be a good thing to do at home.
That's good. Yeah. I've
Medical
been in
billing.
medical insurance before.
I mean, I tried the call center thing and I couldn't do it. It was just people were calling and they would ask these questions. You could look on there and see what the answers were, and then it'd take forever to find it because it wasn't just one company. There was like several different ones. It was really as ministries that they had. And it was just hard to keep up. And I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I can't do it. So I
Mm,
gave up, went back to work at the hotel.
I tried a piece of coconut. Turned out pretty good. It's not really sweet, and each piece will taste different. Each little thing will taste different, but it definitely has a Christmas feel to it. Now, are there any other spices or seasonings or anything that you would have added to this?
So you put cinnamon in it, didn't you?
Yeah, a lot.
Nutmeg?
Really? Okay.
I just love nutmeg. Because Chastity, you were a call center supervisor. I know. I just had a new respect for call center people after I tried to do it. I'm like, I don't think this is for me. I hear my puppy at the door. Now I have to make it. I'm going to check into the Christmas jam and see what else is in there. And maybe next week, I might make some
Yeah,
and
I'd love to see that.
make it and give it to my kids for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, it sounds like it. something I
Yeah,
would like.
Chastity, I have a hard time with my memory and saying words after COVID. Yeah. It's okay now. It's not so bad, but I'll be in the middle of a sentence. I can't remember what the word is I want to use. It's
I've had
frustrating
that a long time with thyroid.
with your
That's a
thyroid.
thyroid thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard. Sometimes you just have to pause and not even can't continue.
I know. People come up to me, ask me stuff at work, and I'm supposed to know everything. Supposed to know every answer to every question up there, and I'm like, give me a minute. Let me think about what I really want to say. It's hard.
Well, I've had a bite of almost everything that's in here, and it turned out really good. It's different with the cranberry juice and with the cherry juice, but it has like a really vibrant taste. So
Is
I'm
it the
happy with it.
cranberries probably are a little tart, aren't they?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's probably
but it's
good.
not overwhelming at all. It's just nice and bright. So when it cools, the flavors will change a little bit too, but it's good. Yay.
Yay! Well,
Yeah,
I
I'll put the
guess I
recipe
have.
down in the description.
Yeah, you can post it. I guess in the comments
Oh, in the
and
comments, yeah.
the how you do it, and then we'll be sure and make it. I was gonna do the cookies while you were doing that, and we could see how that went, but I just didn't have time to get it all together.
Yeah, this goes together pretty easily, so just the bake time is all. And the dry time. Oh, good.
Glad it turned out. Well, I
Yeah,
guess
thanks
I
for
better
letting me
go
do
before I can finish getting ready and leave here pretty soon to go to work. Fun
this.
night.
Okay.
See you
Hey, you
next.
guys have fun and
So everybody, just Merry Christmas. I'll probably be on here next week. I'll probably have something next week posted.
yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody, and don't forget about our 7 days of salads in January, January 5th.
7 days of salads. Yay. I got my cookbook ready. Well, Chastity, I'm glad you like what you're doing. I wish you luck in it all. And for Bobby Joe for Christmas, that you don't put any pajamas on her or anything. She's a cute dog. She looked like, I thought she was a lab mix, but she's a Newfoundland something else. She's a big dog, but she's funny. She does a lot. Chastity does a lot of doggy treats, so I'm gonna try some doggy treats because our little older dog has such stomach issues, and I'm gonna try some on him. But I'm gonna go and get ready for work and leave soon. So everybody have a Merry Christmas and
Merry
thanks for joining
Christmas.
me.
Thank you, everybody.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.